you, because our special guest this morning, he's back. It's Sean Maguire. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, I think it's fair to say that few people leave the misery of Walford only to then make it in Hollywood, but Sean is one of them. You remember, of course, that he starred in last year's hit spoof movie, Meet the Spartans. Well, last night he was spoofing it up again in a brand new comedy series for the BBC Two called Krod Mandoon and the Flaming Sword of Fire. Weird title. I think it's fair to say it's a weird show, but right up my street, I have to say.
Really. Honestly, I've been promoting this show for the last few weeks, and every time when people say, what's it called? I'm like, I'm going to kick Peter Knight's arse when I get home. Because they're not complaining to him. They're going, it's kind of a weird title. I'm like, I know it's a weird title. The show's very good, but the title is somewhat strange.
It looks like they've spent a fortune on it.
They really did. That's the problem, because when they spend a lot of money on something, you're like, well, it better be good, because we spent a lot of money on it. So I hope people enjoyed it last night. I'm very proud of it.
For those that might have missed it, what's the essence of the story?
It's an action, comedy, fantasy genre sort of thing. Do you know what? This is about my 100th interview, and I still haven't found a good, concise way.
It's got a touch of Monty Python in there.
It's a bit Blackadder, a bit Monty Python, a bit Maid Marian, a bit Red Dwarf. It's a bit of a lot of things. But essentially, I think it's a really good show, and I have a tendency to be overly honest, and if I don't like something, even if I'm in it, I would say, yeah, it's rubbish. But this I'm very proud of, and the cast are fantastic, and...
You have to play... I always fascinated, because you have to play it kind of relatively straight as the hero.
Yeah, I'm sort of the straight guy. I'm sort of almost the non-comedic guy.
Against Matt Lucas as your arch enemy.
Yeah, Matt is so funny. He's so brilliant. And all of the cast are great. But, yeah, I sort of am the straight one who's sort of the hero, and all the stupidness happens sort of almost around me.
I have to say, you put anyone who goes to the gym to shame. I was watching with my girlfriend, I kept thinking, maybe we should turn it off now. Really, you don't want to see this. Shut your eyes, darling. The series kicked off last night with Krod coming face to face, as I mentioned, with his arch-evil nemesis. I think it's going to be a big hit, I have to say. I really do. And it's no surprise, really. You've had a long career. Been working since you were 5, starring with Sir Laurence Olivier.
Yes, he's still going on about that. I won't be Sean. Yeah.
I Voyage Around My Father. Then there was Grange Hill, Mischievous Tegs, and then you led to starring as troubled footballer Aidan in EastEnders, which is when we met for the first time. We did some motorcycling, some speedway.
Oh my God, yes.
And the next thing,
nearly died.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember that.
So we met. Oh, there, they got the photos. Thanks for that, guys. It was a long time ago, and so you had an accident, which I mean, it really was quite bad, wasn't it?
It did kill me. I hit a wall at about 45 miles an hour, and yes, in fact, that's why I ended up making the somewhat questionable pop records that I did, because after that accident, I'd been offered a record deal a couple of times. I was like, no, I can't sing. I have no musical talent. Not that that stops most pop stars. Heather, obviously.
You're talking about.
No, she's real musician, fake musician. I'm talking about the disposable pop, not the real artist. Yeah. Lying in a hospital bed, I thought, why not? I nearly died. Why not? Well, let's give it a go. I thought it'd last 5 minutes, and it ended up taking a bit longer than that.
OK, now we've got a question from our audience here, Eric.
We do indeed. Next week's Derek. So, Derek, what's your question?
Eric with Derek.
Yeah, is there any chance we're going to see you back in Albert Square at all?
I don't think at the moment. I mean, I would never say never, because I'm just a working actor and I have a mortgage to pay. So, you know, if
Are you primarily based in the United States?
Yes,
then, in Hollywood?
Yeah, I live pretty much full-time there now. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's a great show. I'd be very flattered to be asked back, but, you know, like most actors, once you've played a role, you'd like to sort of try other things rather than go back to something you've already done.
I was watching you on, I think, Saturday Kitchen a couple of weeks ago, and it was the first time I'd heard that you starred in a Monty Python film as a child. I had a part in that.
Well, I think starred is a bit much. I was one of the children that sung Every Sperm is Sacred.
Must have been very proud.
My mum and the Pope were incredibly proud, yes.
Well, you'll be thrilled to know we actually have a clip. We do. See if you can spot Sean singing those very words, Every Sperm is Sacred.
Well done,
The funny thing was the day you appeared on Saturday Kitchen. Again, I was watching you in bed actually, and I thought. I then turned over to Sky Movies, and would you believe it? You were actually on as I turned over, singing that very line, almost at the same time. Yeah, so it's like. coincidences. That is weird.
great.
Heather, you have a question, I believe.
Yes, I wanted to know if there was any chance of you reviving your pop career.
No, honestly, I'd leave that to the professionals like yourself. As I said, it was by chance that I ended up doing that, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm very grateful to all the people that supported me while I did it. But I don't think that my heart was
That's such a
in
shame
it like a real musician.
Such a shame because I did unearth.
He's good. He's good.
We have unearthed
This
some of
is
your.
not your first time. That's it. Allow me to sharpen my claws, Matthew. Right?
So we also have a clip. You'll be sure to know.
I see what you're doing.
Okay, this guy. Here he is, back in 1996, singing your biggest hit, "Good Day."
I was actually going to be really disciplined and nice, but now that I see that this is the form for today, I'm ready.
I promise you.
Next question.
Now, it's Robbie, because I know you're friends with Robbie Williams. Has he seen that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
And is it true that I believe that obviously you come from Irish heritage, your siblings were in Riverdance?
Yes, one of them still is, but I think all five of them have been in it. One of them currently is still in it.
And how did you escape? Can you ever see yourself?
That was it. Like, see what you just saw? I had to do that to get out of it. It was like sort of getting over sort of enemy lines in sort of Nazi Germany. I had to fake being an actor and a singer to get out of.
So you're not going to be a Michael Flatley?
I actually am Michael Flatley. That's why you never see us in the same place at the same time.
I'm sure I've heard, though, that you were looking to make or involved in some kind of film about Irish dancing?
Yes, I am. I've written something. I know it's in the process of being developed at the moment, and I'm such an idiot because I shouldn't have said that, because somebody else who's actually very practical and sensible will have done it before me because I'm lazy. But yeah, I have. It's sort of semi-autobiographical. It's sort of about being in a large family, and Irish dancing is a wonderful and crazy world, and it's just something that I just wanted to sort of. It was just a story that I wanted to tell, basically.
Good for you. And flying lessons, is that true?
How do you know all this stuff?
You've got a really good team.
You've been rummaging through my bins, Matthew, right? Yeah, I have. I started taking flying lessons a couple of years ago, and I'm, like most things, I'm really lazy and a bit... So I've taken quite a few. I can take off and land now. But...
What about the in-between?
Yeah, no, and none of my friends, I'm like, I can fly, and they're like, I don't trust you in a car, much less a plane. So, but yeah, it's one of those things. There's an airport right near me, and my ex-girlfriend a long time ago got me a flying lesson when I was 21. I just loved it. It's a really fun thing to do.
Do you miss home, being out there, or is LA now home?
Well, it is, but I mean, I come home so often. I mean, I come home 3 or 4 times a year, so. Yeah, of course, you miss your family, you miss, going down the pub and watching football with the lads and things like that. But also,
I guess there's more and more familiar faces, though, in Hollywood, because there's so many Brits now that are coming.
Oh, yeah, there's tons. Absolutely. There's a really nice community. I mean, it's not like everyone just gets together and says, oh, we're British and actors, therefore we have to hang out together. But, yeah, there's a really nice bunch of people that have sort of grown over the last couple of years, and... yeah, that's a nice bit of home from home.
What do the resident American actors think of this kind of... It's a bit of a British invasion at the moment, particularly on TV, I think.
To be honest, I don't know. I would imagine they don't like it, because nobody likes it when people come in and take their jobs. But, the English actors... I think what's wonderful about Hollywood is they don't really care where you're from, what your previous background is. It's whoever's best gets the job. And obviously, British actors are pretty good, as are Australian actors. And they are taking a lot of the jobs. So I'm sure... a lot of the Americans are a bit annoyed, but there's kind of a fair system. It's whoever... if I, which I do regularly, get beaten by better actors, you're like, well, he was better than me. His take on it was better than mine, so fair dues,
I reckon it must be your family, but you seem to have come through being child actor to Hollywood star with your feet really well planted on the ground. All the interviews I've seen.
I'm still drunk, so this is all just an act. This is not me at all.
It's great to have you with us. It really is.
Thank you,
fantastic guy. And we've got a fantastic show for you at home, folks. It's going to kick off as per usual with the headlines. We'll be looking at those. Sean will be guiding us through them. Our first talking point is jock a racist slur, as a British Airways pilot claims, or perhaps a term of affection. We're all friends in the UK, aren't we? I mean, can the Scots really complain about the term when the legendary Black Watch Regiment is proud to call themselves jocks? But like so many others we spoke to, they couldn't tell us the origin of the word, a corruption of the word jack, perhaps. Even if some of our Scottish friends don't like the word, it's nowhere near as offensive as a black person being called the N-word, is it? Is jock a racist slur? We'll have your calls on that first. Then, are women shunned by society if they don't want kids? Cameron Diaz, 36 years old and child-free, reckons they are. You should be proud of your choice, he says, not embarrassed. Well, of my friends, I think only a couple are child-free out of choice, and yes, they say other women in particular do treat them rather badly, making assumptions such as, oh, maybe they left it too late, poor thing. Maybe breeders are jealous of the fact that these girls are living their life, not stuck at home changing nappies, or maybe you think it is unnatural for a woman, nature's nurturers, not to want children. Give us a call with your thoughts. And finally, and possibly funniest of all, would you sign up for sex school so you could learn how to be a better lover?
No. Why would I?
Would you be happy sitting in a classroom taking notes as a teacher explains how to pleasure your partner, picking up tips on everything from intimacy to aphrodisiacs? Or does the very idea fill you with feelings of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Horniness?
Inadequacy was the one that I was coming through. Horniness, inadequacy. A great number of women, rather than men, are doing just that, but I can't imagine many fellas admitting they could still learn a few things. And going back to school, can you? We'll find out a little later. It's Kirsty with all the numbers. Kirsty.
Thank you, Matthew. If you'd like to give us a call, the number is 0207 173 5555. Calls will cost a maximum of 10 pence a minute, and that is based on a BT landline call. Mobile phone charges and other networks may vary. You can also email us writestuff@5.tv, and if you'd like to send us a text, the number is 80088. Text messages will cost 25 pence plus your standard network charge. Not all messages will be shown on screen, and please do always put TWS before your comments.
Cheers to that, Kirsty. After the break, we'll be taking a look at what's making news this morning, including the latest on swine flu and how it could affect your child's education. And on a lighter note, the boy nearly killed by a meteorite. Kind of light. We'll see you on the other side of the ads.
Soccer star Ronaldo's been sold to Real Madrid for £80 million. But what else could be done with that amount of cash? Pay David Beckham for 3 years, build a 40,000 capacity stadium, or sign 3 Wayne Rooneys?